Welcome, curious minds. Imagine a street in Shanghai, maybe one where history and heartfelt stories just kind of unfold with every step you take.
Yeah, a place that feels different the moment you walk onto it.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into Shanghai's enchanting甜爱路. It's affectionately known as Sweet Love Road.
But it's really so much more than just a street, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like a living poem, a real testament to how cities change, and it draws in everyone, lovers, history buffs, you name it. You've given us a fantastic stack of insights for this deep dive. We've got bits from unique tour guides, love talk about Shanghai, plus some really detailed historical documents.
Right, quite a mix.
So our mission today is basically to unpack how this, seemingly simple street went from being just a path to becoming Shanghai's most romantic landmark.
Exploring all those layers, the history, the symbols, even its surprising modern energy.
Okay, let's unpack this. So how did this street, so steeped in emotion, actually come to be? To really get it, we kind of need to start just off the road itself with its, let's say, bustling prelude. That prelude being Sichuan North Road. Think of it as the loud, vibrant entrance hall before you find this quiet, secret room.
That's a good way to put it. Sichuan North Road, from the early 20th century right up to after World War II, was just a massive commercial and residential center in Hangzhou district.
Right.
Always alive. The sources describe it as, bustling, dense with traffic, constant activity.
What a contrast the sources paint then when you move away from that hustle. The triangle area there near Wujin Road. That was famous, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, really bustling market, full of everyday life. And loads of Japanese-owned shops too, which really shows Shanghai's international side even back then.
And there's another layer to Sichuan North Road's story, something fascinating, its connection to Chinese cinema.
It's pretty amazing, yeah. How a commercial street kind of became a cradle for art. You had iconic film stars like Hu Dai. She was born in Hangzhou, moved to Yukingfang on Sichuan North Road in 1924.
Wow.
And she actually started her career right there in those Shikumen houses. Same for Ruan Lingyu, born nearby, lived on Sichuan Road too.
So Sichuan North Road wasn't just about buying and selling. It was like this canvas where dreams were playing out. Ordinary people, future stars, all mixed together. But then you turn a corner from all that noise. And that's where the magic starts. Right?
The shift is immediate. It's really striking when you turn off Sichuan North Road onto甜爱路. The whole atmosphere just changes.
It really is like stepping into some kind of tranquil, hidden garden. And甜爱路itself, it's surprisingly intimate. What is it, about 526 meters long?
Yeah, around that. And only 13 meters wide, with a 7-meter road. So it feels much more like a quiet lane than a big street. Almost, designed for closeness.
And a big part of that feeling comes from the trees, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The metasequoia trees, the water firs lining the road, their feather-like leaves, and these quiet, unassuming canopies, they create this really gentle and soft filtered light.
Which leads to that tranquil and elegant ambiance the sources mentioned.
Exactly. And it doesn't feel accidental. It feels like a very deliberate design choice.
That intentional contrast, you mean? Going from the noise to the tranquility.
Precisely. The sources suggest it's meant to evoke a feeling of heart-stirring excitement, maybe even blushing cheeks. It's crafted as an emotional space, not just a physical one.
You can really feel that romance in the air. It's palpable.
A direct result of that design.
So this street that gives you blushing cheeks, how did it actually get its name? You might think Sweet Love Road was, always its destiny.
Well, yeah, but the original name is surprisingly unromantic.
Oh.
It's a classic story of urban evolution, really. When it was first built back in 1920, it was called Park Target Range Road, or just Target Range Road. Paozi Chonglu in Chinese.
Target Range Road.
Yeah. Its purpose was purely functional. It connected Sichuan North Road to the shooting range used by the Shanghai International Settlement's Volunteer Corps.
For target practice.
For shooting training and amusement, as one source puts it. The actual range had moved north earlier in 1896, but the road kept the name for a while.
Wow. Okay, that really makes you wonder then. How on earth does a road named after a shooting range become Sweet Love Road? That's quite the rebrand.
It is. The clever bit came after Shanghai's liberation in 1950. See, after WWII, the southern part of the road we know today was opened up, and it was initially named Tian Road. That means Sweet Peace Road.
Okay, Tian, Sweet Peace. Getting closer.
Exactly. And the current name,甜爱路, was basically created by combining the Tian from Tian'an Road with I, meaning love, from a nearby residential lane called Tianai Li.
Ah, Tian plus I. Sweet love. Very clever.
Very. And just to add a bit of historical charm, the sources admit there's a little fuzziness on the exact dates. Some say 1945, others 1934, some 1950 for these changes.
Adds to the mystique, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. But the core story of its transformation holds.
And that place you mentioned, Kenai Li, sounds important.
It's absolutely crucial. It means thousands of loves lane. It was a large, new-style lelong, one of those residential lanes built in 1928.
Right.
Just east of Tianai Lu's southern end, connecting over to Shanyan Road. And it was considered prime real estate, close to the bustle of Sichuan North Road, but still quiet.
And it had a specific look.
Yeah, the source describes a row of Japanese-style garden villas, brick wood structures, fake 3 stories, south-facing. It really shows that mix of influences in Shanghai architecture.
And that's where the love came from for Kenai Li.
Directly from Kenai Li. And what's also really interesting is that Kenai Li number 3 was the former home of Uchiyama Kanzo.
The Japanese friend of Lu Sun, the bookseller.
The very same. His Uchiyama bookstore was nearby, and Lu Sun used to go there all the time in his later years. So this area isn't just about romance, it's a major cultural and historical crossroads, too. A real symbol of that cross-cultural connection.
Wow, okay, so that's the official history, the names, the places. But isn't there also a legend? Something a bit more mythical?
Oh, absolutely. Beyond the records, there's this enchanting local legend that really gives Tianai Lu its soul. It's the story of Tianai and Xiangdai. People compare it to the Chinese cowherd and weaver girl story.
Tell me more.
Well, the legend talks about Tianai, who is supposedly the beautiful, smart daughter of a rich landlord, and Xiangdai, a handsome, kind cowherd.
Oh, a classic setup.
Exactly. They grew up together, fell deeply in love, and the story goes that Tianlu and the nearby Xiangdailu are named to commemorate them.
Is there any historical proof for it?
Not really. It's considered historically unverified. But that doesn't matter so much, does it? This legend is what makes Tianai Lu a 5-star romance hotspot. It draws couples in, shows how cities are shaped just as much by dreams and stories as they are by facts.
What's a lovely thought. So Tianai Lu isn't just history. It's got these very active symbols of romance today, right? Starting with a postbox.
That's right, the iconic red love postbox. It was officially designated in 2009, right there at the intersection with Sichuan North Road.
And what's special about it?
The really neat thing is, every single letter mailed from that specific postbox gets a unique English love postmark stamped on it.
Oh, that's a fantastic touch. Turns a simple letter into a keepsake.
Exactly. And it's not just about romantic love, The idea is a broader family love, friendship, even a sort of great love for the city itself. Anyone can use it to share affection.
And people really do use it.
Oh, definitely. The sources give a great example. Back in 2013, they released these commemorative postcards with a 2013-14 stamp, which sounds like love you forever in Chinese.
Huh?
They sold 2,000 of them in just an hour and a half. It's become a massive check-in spot now, a destination in its own right.
Wow. And near the postbox, there's also the love wall.
Yes, the love wall. It's quite beautiful, adorned with, I think it's 28, maybe 26 famous love poems from China and around the world.
Carved in marble.
Carved in marble, yeah, with illustrations. Some Chinese style, some European style, symbolizing that heart-to-heart connection. It's like a little open-air museum dedicated to love poetry.
That sounds lovely. But I read it also came with some issues.
Yeah.
Like sweet trouble.
Yes. Graffiti. Predictably, tourists started adding their own affectionate messages, which, led to some disorderly scribbles all over this beautiful wall.
Oh dear. How did the city handle that? It's a tricky balance, isn't it? Public expression versus, keeping things looking nice.
It really is. And they've tried some innovative things. They set up designated message walls nearby. They installed transparent acrylic panels over parts of the original wall to sort of guide civilized graffiti.
Trying to channel the love, basically.
Pretty much. And in 2016, they even commissioned professional graffiti artists to do large murals, like one called UC Love, showing different kinds of love.
So even romance needs a bit of urban planning sometimes. And the sources mentioned something funny about fan art.
Yes. Despite the efforts, you can still apparently see names of pop stars like Shirley Ziqian, Cheng Yi, Wang Zhengkai, Yu Shixin written on there. It's become this weird, unique snapshot of current pop culture fandom, too.
That's quite funny. A modern layer on the romance.
They did a renovation in 2021, painting over graffiti, adding wood panels. It just shows this ongoing push and pull, between the public wanting to leave their mark and the city trying to manage it. But honestly, the fact that people want to write on it so badly just shows how much the place resonates.
True. It highlights its appeal.
Eh.
And there are other modern touches too, right? Keeping it fresh.
Definitely. There's been a continuous effort to inject modern creativity.
Like that heart-shaped traffic light. I saw pictures of that near WCAFA.
Ah, yes, the heart light. It's adorable. It has the red, yellow, and green lights, but it's purely decorative and art installation. Got a big red bow on it, too.
People love it for photos, I bet.
Totally. It's been called a beating heart for the old road. It was part of this bigger urban micro-renewal project that started around 2018, all aimed at boosting the love theme.
What else did that involve?
Things like interactive art walls, electronic screens displaying messages, sweet love stones set into the pavement, and even these light features that create a kind of Milky Way effect at night.
So they're really leaning into making love tangible, interactive.
Exactly. It turns the abstract idea into something you can experience, photograph, share online, which of course attracts the influencer crowd and boosts its modern appeal. It's smart bridging history with how people connect today.
Now,甜爱路isn't just about romance and modern art. It's steeped in really significant history, too, especially architectural history.
Oh, absolutely. The whole Hongqiu district is incredibly rich. It's called the birthplace of Haipai culture, source of advanced culture, and gathering place of cultural celebrities. You feel that history when you're there.
Haipai culture meaning that unique Shanghai blend of Chinese and Western influences.
Precisely. And you see it everywhere, especially in the Shanyun Road Historical and Cultural Preservation Area nearby. It's huge, 129 hectares, and basically an open-air museum of Haipai residential architecture.
What kind of styles are we talking about?
A real mix from the 1930s and 40s. You've got the classic Shikumen, Lilong lanes, garden villas, apartment buildings, styles influenced by British, Spanish architecture, all sorts.
And it's not just buildings. Important people lived here.
Many revolutionary sites, yeah, and homes of famous figures like Zhu Enlai, Guomoro, and of course Lu Sun. Shanghai actually has this meticulous four-tier system for protecting historical buildings, preserving facades, structures, sometimes even the interiors. They take it seriously.
Which brings us to one of the most prominent protected sites right near甜爱路, Dalu Xinkun, or Dalu New Village. That's where Lu Sun spent his final years.
That's right. China's great modern literary figure, Lu Sun, lived there from 1933 to 1936. He passed away there, actually, at just 56.
What was Dalu Xinkun originally?
It was built by Delu Bank around 1931-32 on what used to be farmland. It became this area of Chinese-Western mixed housing, mainly for the bank staff, but others lived there too, like Lu Sun.
And his house is still there. You can visit.
Yes, his residence at number 9 Dalu Xinkun is restored and open to the public. It gives you such a sense of his life. Ground floor was for receiving guests, dining. Second floor had his study and bedroom. Third floor was for his son, Zhu Hang, and the nanny.
Is the furniture original?
A lot of it is, yeah. It provides this really tangible link to him. It opened to the public way back in 1951, became officially protected in 59, and the whole village area was listed in 1999.
It's incredible to think of the work he did there, writing those fierce essays, editing magazines, translated huge works like Dead Souls. It wasn't just a home, it was his intellectual engine room.
Absolutely. And architecturally, Dalu Xinkun is interesting too. It's a typical new style Li's Long, but it still has elements of the older Shikumen.
Like what?
Things like red tiled roofs, chimneys, those distinctive clear red bricks, and semicircular balconies with iron railings. Those weren't just for looks. They gave residents a little semi-private space to watch the street life. Wooden window frames, decorative columns between units. Lots of detail.
And Dalu Xinkun isn't the only historical gem around there, right? There are others.
Yeah, the sources mention others nearby classified as excellent historical buildings. Places like Wenhua Qinkun, Wenhua New Village, Songyun Villa, Luqin Shaozu. They might be less famous, but they all add to this rich architectural tapestry, showing different styles from early 20th century Shanghai. Silent witnesses, really.
Adding layers to the area's identity.
Yeah.
And we mentioned Uchiyama Bookstore earlier in relation to Kenai-li. Its original site is also nearby.
Yes, the old site is near the corner of Tianai-lu and Sichuan North Road. It's actually a bank now, but there's a plaque.
But its historical importance is huge.
Immense. Founded by Lu Sun's Japanese friend Uchiyama Kanzo. Lu Sun apparently visited almost every day. His wife, Yu Guangping, wrote about their close bond, how Uchiyama would worry and check in if Lu Sun missed a day.
Wow.
It was more than just a bookstore. It was a vital cultural bridge between China and Japan and, a quiet place for progressive thinkers during really turbulent times. A powerful symbol.
And for those who want to delve even deeper into Lusun, there's the Memorial Hall right on甜爱路itself.
Correct, at甜爱路 200, inside Hongkou Park. Important to note, it's the museum, not his actual house, but it's fantastic.
What can you see there?
Real treasures. Lots of personal belongings donated by Xu Guangping, his books, manuscripts, letters, even his clothes, his book repair tools, medicines he used.
Things that make him feel real.
Exactly. They offer such a tangible connection. You can almost picture Lusun and Xu Guangping maybe taking a stroll on Tianai-lu nearby, talking literature, just having a quiet moment together.
That adds another layer to the street's romance, doesn't it? An intellectual, devoted love.
It really does. And the writer Agnes Smedley described their relationship as the most sincere love, which feels very fitting for Sweet Love Road.
Even the museum building sounds interesting.
It is. Built in 1956, described as bright, elegant, rugged, it uses architectural elements like horsehead gables, white walls, gray tiles that remind you of Jianan Gardens, but in a way that's meant to reflect Lusun's own unyielding spirit. It's quite thoughtful architecture.
So to really get the feel of life around Tianai-lu, historically, we need to understand the Lailong better.
Yeah.
These residential lanes, they were fundamental to old Shanghai.
Absolutely fundamental. Longteng, as they call it in Shanghai dialect. Until maybe the late 20th century, most people in Shanghai lived in them. There's that saying, no Longteng, no Shanghai.
And the key architectural style within them was shikumen.
Yes, shikumen. Characterized by those stone door frames, that's what shikumen means. Stone gate and the solid black wooden doors. They're a perfect symbol of that Hai-Pai culture we talked about, blending Chinese tradition with foreign influences.
How did they come about?
They really emerged as Shanghai grew rapidly, needing housing for single immigrants, small families pouring into the city.
And the spaces inside these Lilong houses were quite specific, weren't they? Mm-hmm. You mentioned the Tingzijian earlier.
Ah, the Tingzijian. Yes, that's a famous one. It was typically a small, often dim, sort of garret room, maybe over a kitchen or staircase landing.
Cheap rent, I imagine.
Very cheap rent. Which is why it became home to so many struggling writers and intellectuals. Lu Xun himself lived in one at some point, Kai Yuanpei, Guomoro, Zhang Eiling. It even spawned a literary genre, Tingzijian literature.
Wow. And there were other distinct rooms.
Yeah. Guest rooms, wing rooms, little courtyards. Each house was a microcosm.
But it wasn't just the architecture, it was the life within them.
Exactly. That human touch of fireworks, as one source calls it. The everyday life, spilling out neighbors chatting, laundry hanging out to dry, kids playing in the lane. It was a very communal way of living. And places like Qinai and Deluxing-kun near Tianai-lu are living examples where you can still sense that atmosphere.
And within that world, you had unique Shanghai characters, like the old Kohler.
Yes, the Lao Keeler. It's a fascinating Shanghai term. Probably comes from the English word color, or maybe classic. It refers to these worldly, modern, often Western-educated, older gentlemen, sort of the original old white-collar types.
What were they like?
Very refined, impeccably dressed, think white pointed leather shoes, slicked back hair, elegant manners. They often led the trends in leisure activities like ballroom dancing.
Real figures of style.
Totally. The sources mention one Mr. Charlie Lin as a typical Hai-Pai old Kohler. Even when times were tough, he found joy in music, snacks, telling old stories. He even had a nostalgic radio show for 23 years.
What was their contribution to Shanghai's culture?
They were key to that Hai-Pai charm. They embodied the blending of Western and local culture, contributed to the city's prosperity, drove consumption. They're like living fossils of Hai-Pai culture. And the old villas and Lilong around Tianai-lu, those were exactly the kinds of places they lived. You can almost feel their elegant presence there.
Tianai-lu also seems to have this artistic pull, nurturing poetry and literature.
It definitely does. We mentioned Lu Sun, of course, but there's also Shanghai poet Zhang Ye, who wrote a love poem in the 1980s called Driving Past Sweet Love Road.
Did it capture the feeling?
Beautifully captures the emotional essence, yeah. Even if he apparently got the trees slightly wrong, mistook the water firs for wutong trees. But that just shows how art focuses on feeling, doesn't it?
True, and it's evolved into a modern art space, too.
In a way, yes. You've got the creative, if sometimes problematic, graffiti on the love wall, then the official murals like You See Love.
And it connects with pop culture now.
Right. Things like same-style movie graffiti walls or golden phrase zebra crossings becoming new check-in spots. It shows how the street keeps finding ways to resonate with younger generations, staying relevant as a canvas.
This blend of history and modern relevance seems key, especially with the urban micro-renewal efforts since 2018.
Those efforts are really strategic. You've got the love post box, the heart light, those pink message walls, the interactive screens, the sweet love stones, the Milky Way lights.
All designed to make the experience more interactive, more shareable.
Exactly, making it a destination, not just a street you walk down. And the big 2021 renovation helped too, 400 meters of new asphalt, better spaces around the trees with pebbles, making it nicer just to be there, to walk around.
And the city is actively promoting it economically too, this sweet economy idea.
Yes, Hanko District is really pushing that, integrating wedding culture with the sweet economy. They even planned specific events like a sweet hand-in-hand sweet love rendezvous for May 20th, 2025. 520 sounds like I love you in Chinese.
Oh, of course.
And launching special products, Hongku Gifts 5.20, like paper cut art, scented cards, even a themed ice cream, Guangming X Tianai Lu strawberry cheese ice cream, and a 520 sweet love special train.
That's fascinating. It's branding the romance, turning that feeling into tangible products and experiences.
It really is, and it shows how cities are learning to leverage their history and unique atmosphere for modern economic benefit, drawing people in.
Which explains the success of those cafes we mentioned earlier. WTA Feifei, Tianai Cafe.
Absolutely. They're thriving. WCFA especially, with its bright yellow front, the rose bear, the heart postbox right there. It's always bustling. They offer themed things like rose red tea latte, combining flowers and coffee. They create these perfect little romantic spots that drive that themed consumption.
So it's this whole ecosystem now. History, art, romance, commerce, all feeding into each other.
Precisely. It's a fusion that makes Tianai Lu such a dynamic urban cultural destination. It shows how you can preserve the past while making it totally relevant and vibrant for today.
Okay, so let's recap. We've journeyed from the noisy Sichuan North Road into the quiet, romantic embrace of Tianai Lu, uncovering this really rich tapestry of stories.
Yeah, it's amazing how much history is packed into just 526 meters. From its really surprising start as a target range road.
Still can't quite get over that one.
I know. To its transformation, driven by legends, by the clever merging of names like Tianan and Qianai Li, and now it's got these very visible symbols, the lovey postbox, the love wall, constantly being updated with playful things like that heart traffic light.
And it's so much more than just romance. It's like a miniature showcase of Shanghai's urban history, isn't it? That high-pi architecture open-air museum feel with living history like Lu Son's house at Dalu Xingtun, echoes of the old Kohler days, the memory of cultural bridges like Uchiyama Bookstore, and the whole long way of life.
And the way it keeps renewing itself through urban micro-renewal, that blossoming sweet economy, it really shows how you can keep history alive and engaging for today's world. It's not stuck in the past.